This style of calendar is like a physical calendar, but it has all the benefits of being digital. The hugest thing for me is that it's not visually overwhelming. So if you want to see more, hi guys, I'm Ali Padron. Welcome to my home. I'm going to be sharing my Google Sheets calendar schedule system that I've been using for the past several years, and I really like it. Looking at a Google Calendar or a Notion calendar when it has all those blocks and different colors, it stresses me out. I don't know why, but visually it's really overwhelming to me. So this method is much simpler in my perspective. It doesn't overwhelm me, and I'm not sure why, but if you also like the way that it's designed and styled, I'm just going to tell you how I simply do it, and I'm going to provide a free template for you. Alrighty, so this is the template for my calendar. As you can see, it looks like a physical calendar, and that's what I like about it. I like that I can just write something in the lines here, and that's what it looks like. It is a bit more manual, and one could say it's old-fashioned, but it works. There's nothing fancy about it. There's no notes section, no taskbar, no to-do list. It's just a calendar. To explain a little bit of how it's laid out, at the top here, I have the month and the year, and then the days of the week, Sunday through Saturday. And then what I do is I'll look at an actual calendar. Then in these rows that have the borders all around them, I will manually input the day in a number format. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes by really quick. Honestly, it takes like 30 seconds to do 1 month. Each day has 5 lines in it. That's how I currently set it up, but you can add more rows if you want to. You would just click on a row and then right click, insert 1 row above or below. It'll keep the same format, and then you have an extra line in your day for the week. So I recommend having a standard amount of lines for each week. That way it all looks consistent for the entire month. So for me, 5 rows works really well. So I have a template that I'll always keep on the sheets, and then to make a new month, I will click on this little downward arrow, and then I will press duplicate. Once I do that, I'll move it over to the left, drag and pull. Then I will double click it to change the name. So let's do for the month of August. I'll go August 2023. Also, what I'll do is I'll change the color. So I will do the arrow here, and then I'll go color, and let's do purple, the next one. Then from here, I always correspond the color according to the tab. So for each month, the colors will match. So the tab color is purple right here for August. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this color to the purple. And then I'm gonna leave the white text. For the days of the week, I'm gonna select them. The fill color, I'm gonna just move over to purple. And then the dark color, again, I'm just moving across according to the colors here. I know some people like to change it to pastel colors or a different color palette than the basic ones here. More power to you if you wanna do that, but it's simpler for me to use the colors that I'm working with here, and I'm fine with it. So if you would like to change the color palette, you most definitely can, but this is the way that works for me. So once I've changed the colors, then I'll just start from the top. I'll change the month and year. So we'll go August. I'll make sure it's all in caps, A-U-G-U-S-T. I like to put spaces in between. Then I will go 1, 2, 3 times, and then I'll put the year, spaces in between, and then days of the week stay the same, so that's the only thing I really have to change is the month. If you'd like to, you can also drag this down a little bit. Additionally, you can stylize it. Instead of pushing the text down to the bottom, you can put it in the middle. I like the way that looks. I think I'll keep it like that. Then I will look at an actual calendar that's already set up, and I will check where the 1, 8, 15, 22, and 29 is placed, and also I'll see how many days in the month there are. I'll start by putting the first in on Tuesday, and then I'll jump down directly. I know that's 7 days until we reach 8, and then 15, then 22, and 29. And there are 31 days in August, so I'll just go ahead and fill in that last day of the month as well. And then from there, super easy, I just go across and I fill in the blanks. And then last row, 27, 28, 29, 30. Boom! It's all filled out. So now you have your calendar for the month of August. I think I really like making things from scratch and doing it myself. I feel in control of this type of calendar and that I'm in charge of my schedule and my schedule isn't in charge of me. It has a lot to do with the visuals, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I make each month by hand from scratch. So I think it's giving me more of a curative and creative power that makes me feel more at ease. I don't know. Now that I have my calendar, if I have any birthdays in the month, I can go ahead and pop those in. Any holidays, I'll just type it in. Oh, as an example, here's my mom's birthday. Voila. It's already set as a default to this font in this size, but what you can do to customize it is just select all the cells within a row, and then you can change the font if you like. Let's try Georgia. And then you can change the size of the font. And then what you would do from here in order to make sure all the rows have the same format is you would take the paint format, tap it, and then select another row. And the same format will apply. Paint format, select another row, boom. So now, just to test it out, date night. It kept the same font and size, perfect. Okay, additionally, what you can do, of course, is you can change the colors of things. You can make them bold, you can make them italicized, you can strike through, you can unstrike through. You can center align things if you prefer that. I love how much you can customize the way that the text looks in the calendar, but at the same time, if you need to delete it, you can just delete it and change it. Or you can clear the format, or you can go back in your version history. I think using this format, it's much more customizable because you can play around with it being bold or italicized, all the different fonts and colors and fills. And you can't really do that with a calendar app. It's just the color of the event and that's it. So I'll just put the event and then the time, and then call it a day, and that's my entry. That's about all there is to it, honestly. There's not too much more. Ways that you can kind of change the aesthetic of this template is if you like grid lines, you can go to View, Show, Grid Lines, and as you can see, all these here have grid lines. Or you can go to View, Show, Remove Them, which is what I have. These are actually manual grid lines and borders that I put in place in a lighter shade. So I like the way it looks, kind of more like paper. I kept that, but if you don't like that, you can remove of it entirely. You would just click on a day and then go to Borders, Clear Borders. Oh, but when I do that, I kind of have to fix the outline. So I'm gonna just go in and fix the outline there. Once the outline is fixed, then you just select the cell, paint format, and you know what to do from here. Actually, I could probably go across like that. Boom! So these are my grid lines. In the second row right here, they're definitely more thin. They're a lighter shade of gray, and then these are the manual grid lines. They're slightly darker. So just a really small change there. Something important to do is if you change something key about the format in a month, you'll want to make that month your template. So that way it'll look the same from that point forward. So since I changed the font here to Georgia and the templates font was originally Calibri, what I'd want to do is actually do this month and make it my new template. So I'm gonna duplicate it and then I'm gonna change this one to the template. I'll just say template 1 and then make sure it looks like a template. I would just change this to month and year. And then select all these dates and press delete. Gets rid of them. Perfect. So now I have a new template. And I can go ahead and delete the old one if I'd like. Boom. All right, my dear friends, that is how I do my calendar on Google Sheets. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was just nice to see a very simple, basic calendar. And if that's what you're looking for, I'm happy to provide that for you. Thank you for coming over to the Padrone home, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye!